Dalek JD, and welcome to this Call of Duty Ghosts Onslaught DLC video, where today we're going to be breaking down the new trailer, previewing all of the full multiplayer maps, the new bonus weapon, the Maverick, and looking at the first DLC map for Extinction, which is called Nightfall. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys the trailer, and then we're going to go ahead and break down the important bits. So if you guys are logged into a YouTube account, just spend 1 second smashing the like button on this video if you guys are excited for this DLC, and without any further ado, let's go.
So we're really excited to start this new DLC season. I think this first pack is going to be amazing. What we've done is create 4 small to medium maps that have a very classic Call of Duty playstyle. I'm really looking forward to the weapon DLC because it's not just a single weapon, it's actually 2 weapons based on the same receiver and stock. And we've got a great new Extinction experience coming that I think fans are going to really love.
With DLC, we really like to have fun, and that really shows in our first map, Fog. Fog is a dark, gloomy, intense map straight from a horror film. It's broken up into 3 different areas. We have like a tall grass area. We have even like cabins in the woods. If you really want to dominate, you can hold down the barn, get up in the upper window, and you can actually look out both sides and pick people off. If you complete a field order, you actually get to become Michael Myers. Very iconic horror film persona. You don the mask, you have the axe, the soundscape changes, everyone knows you're coming, and you're just tearing them up. Bayview is a mid-sized map, this kind of like quaint, peaceful boardwalk town. You can see these naval destroyers. And if you complete a field order, you can call in an artillery strike that decimates your enemy. Bayview is a great map, and it supports all playstyles. You have the high sniper points on each corner that can fire across to each other. You have your run and gun section throwing sentry guns on the trolleys. So you'll be sitting there waiting for the enemies, and all of a sudden you're just getting wrecked by this sentry gun. Containment's a map down in Mexico that develops these long-range kind of battles. So we have this riverbed which divides it and a bridge going over top, and you actually engage across the river with snipers or ARs. But if you're a fast-paced run and gunner, you can actually hop down into the riverbed and flank, and there's multiple ins and outs. In Containment, there's a radioactive missile. If you complete a field order, you can actually call in a mortar strike that detonates the missile and just destroys anyone in the area. So Ignition is a remake of Scrapyard from MW2. We wanted to bring back this fan favorite. It's a Florida-based U.S. launch facility, so it's tied in with the single player. Ignition is kind of like a smallish to mid-sized map. It plays really tight. So if you complete the field order, you get to activate this test engine in the map that ignites and will burn any enemies that are in the area. So in DLC 1, we also have a brand new weapon. It's essentially 2 guns. It's highly accurate, very dependable rifle. It comes with a sniper kit, and it has a really cool, teched out sniper scope. So depending on your playstyle, we've got you covered there as well.
We're starting this great new campaign with Extinction. Not only is it a whole new map, but it's the beginning of a whole story.
Source of the outbreak located.
So Extinction DLC, including the map Point of Contact that's on the disc, is a 5-part mini-series that tells you why these aliens are here, so you'll have a better understanding of the cryptids and their backstory. Please hurry. Well, in DLC 1, we pick up where it left off after Point of Contact. The Nightfall map's a snow base up in Alaska. It's over-the-top, bombastic action. One of the new weapons you'll find is derived from scorpions that you've encountered in the game. We've got a new alien type called the Phantom, and he's pretty difficult to fight because he likes to jump a lot. As he's jumping, he becomes invisible. We also have a new cryptid called the Breeder, largest boss creature we've ever done.
One of the things I think is great about Call of Duty as a franchise is really strong at supporting the community with content post-launch. This year's no different. We've got a great season of content coming. All of this will be coming January 28th.
Looking at this first map, Fog, it's a small to medium-sized map set alongside the banks of a murky lake, and like they mentioned, every area within Fog is a chilling homage to classic horror films, from an eerie campsite, flickering TVs, torture chambers, and seemingly abandoned structures, it sounds like my perfect multiplayer map. This is all sorts of stuff that I really like. So the whole focus of all these different maps is that by completing field orders you get these different map dynamics, and that was focused on in the initial maps, but with the DLC maps we see here, it is completely focused. So if you complete the field order, you become the embodiment of evil and don the persona of one of cinema's most iconic horror characters, Michael Myers. We got teased this yesterday, but we weren't too sure, but now we actually know. And look at that mask, that is incredible. Now the entire soundscape changes to the eerily familiar Halloween theme music, so other players know that there is a Michael Myers about and they need to know that they have to run for their lives. I think that's an incredibly awesome dynamic to put in, so well done on that, Infinity Ward. I'm impressed. So with Bayview, I'm not completely impressed, but we're going to go ahead and talk about Bayview. It's a close quarters map set on a coastal Californian boardwalk packed with seaside gift stores and an aquarium, offering players fast-paced run and gun matches, and players must also be wary of the deadly artillery strike enemies can call in from a naval destroyer anchored just offshore. This is kind of similar to the mortar strike you get on the map Warhawk. You know, it's not an impressive dynamic map event in my opinion, but it will do for a dynamic map event. Moving on to the third map, Containment, it transports players to a war-torn Mexican village where the battle rages along both banks of the dried out riverbed. Now the action in this compact map centers on the remains of a small bridge, which you can see, holding a hijacked truck filled with leaking radioactive material. Surrounded by a myriad of abandoned bars, cafes, a church and a pool hall, Containment also features elevated rooftop vantage points for players who prefer longer range engagements, such as the sniper rifle for example. Now I know there's a lot of criticism about the map sizes in Ghosts at the moment, and this does look like quite a big map, but it looks like a suitable size map for the sort of action that's going on, and I just think that this map could be a pretty good map out of the pack, but I'm sure this last map is probably going to be everyone's favourite. Now Infinity Ward said that they were going to be bringing back some old maps from the classic Call of Duties, and we have the first one, a remake of Modern Warfare 2 Scrapyard, which is being reimagined with dynamic gameplay elements that you can see. So it packs plenty of action both above and below ground, amongst abandoned warehouses, flame trenches and a massive transport crawler. And if rockets crash landing into the map weren't enough, the close quarters combat is further complicated by two separate rocket test engine sites that opposing forces can trigger, sending massive fireballs into the already intense firefights, and the failed launch of a massive rocket has a dramatic effect on the combat when you complete the field order, which just looks insane. It's probably one of my favourite dynamic map events out of everything that they've had in this DLC so far. Now we also have a look at the new Maverick, which can also be used as either an assault rifle or as a sniper rifle, and we can choose how to use it depending on our tactical needs, which is a first for any Call of Duty where we have a weapon DLC which can be either one type of weapon or another. As an assault rifle, the weapon becomes fully automatic with high damage at a decent range, and when it's a sniper rifle, the Maverick sports an advanced scope and a semi-auto rate of fire. Now this is where we get to the good stuff. This is what I'm most looking forward to out of this DLC, is the new Extinction map, Nightfall. So it introduces a narrative, woo, driven by two new characters and featuring two all-new alien species and an exclusive weapon. Nightfall is a fast and frantic action-packed continuation of the original Extinction experience. It's set in a remote facility hidden deep within the Alaskan wilderness. The shadowy Nightfall program has been researching the origins of the newly revealed alien threat. A small recon team of elite soldiers must infiltrate the site to retrieve intel and exterminate the hordes of savage creatures, and along the way uncover a 3-story tall terror unlike anything they've faced before. So this is a step in the right direction for Infinity Ward. We are finally getting some sort of backstory to Extinction. It says in the trailer that the aliens are not actually called aliens, they're actually called cryptids, which is really interesting. We have that weird sound of that girl saying please hurry, so there may be some sort of like storyline to this actual location as well as there actually, you know, the aliens being there. There might be a backstory to this whole actual area, maybe someone else that we have to help. And we also get given the new aliens. With this one's called the Phantom, and it looks like it's a pain in the ass to deal with because it can jump an insane distance and it turns invisible while doing so, so this may be quite a challenge. And this other one we got to look at is called the Breeder, and this is a giant alien spider. Well, I'll call it a cryptid spider. This looks incredible. I don't even know how we're gonna fight off this thing. You see it take out this human player literally by like piercing through his body. It looks frightening. Infinity Ward actually teased about the new Phantom alien the entire time. If you look in the player cards for multiplayer, if you can see here, it actually shows that they actually had it. This DLC pack looks really promising because we have so much content in it. I mean, the first thing we could say is that it has the Modern Warfare 2 fan map, Scrapyard returning, as well as getting a new gun DLC, and we have this awesome Extinction map. Do drop a comment down below if you're going to be picking up this DLC when it comes out, and if there's anything in particular which striked you as exciting in this DLC breakdown trailer. Was it the Extinction map, or was it more the multiplayer maps, or was it a mix of everything? Because to be honest, I'm not really that big a fan of multiplayer maps. Like, I'm not too excited for them, but Fog looks amazing. Like, the whole atmosphere and the whole Mike Myers field order, that is genius. That is pure genius. Not to mention that I love playing Scrapyard on Modern Warfare 2, so it just looks like a really great map pack for everyone involved, for people that are new to Call of Duty Ghosts, fans that have been playing Call of Duty for years on end. It just looks like it suits for all of those sorts of people. The Onslaught DLC map pack comes out on January the 28th, first on Xbox Live, followed by the other platforms a month later. So if you want to keep yourself updated with all of the Call of Duty Ghosts DLC stuff, on January the 28th, I'll have gameplay of Extinction as well as most of the multiplayer maps. So if you want to keep yourself updated, make sure you're subscribing. Share this video around with your friends to let them know about what's coming up for Call of Duty Ghosts. And I hope this excited you, because I can't wait for January the 28th now to play that